It's time for the Alamo City Golf Tour Power Hour, featuring Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Carnes, Jason Bird, and Mike DerManuelian. Let's go! Good evening, Alamo City Golf Tour. Happy Tuesday evening to you. My name is Mike DerManuelian. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Alamo City Golf Tour Power Hour. Super excited. Great show tonight. Really looking forward to jumping in. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. So let's jump right into it. Let's get the two men who we know and join and love every week, Dustin Hassan and Travis Salkowski.
MD, I'll take that as a compliment. I'm not called a man too often, buddy. I love it.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Tuesday night. It is August. It is August the 2nd. The summer season on tour is flying by. Like, oh my gosh, we only have 4 events left in the regular season, and then we're talking about playoffs. Right. We had the playoff show a couple weeks ago. We have a really special show tonight. I'm super excited for it. Like and share on Facebook. Share this out. Our special guest tonight is Casey Carnes. Is going to be with us. We're going to have kind of a Casey Carnes special edition show here. So we're going to go around the horn. We've got about 15 minutes of ACGT Tour content to cover. We got about an hour's worth of content to cover in 15 minutes because we want to get as fast as we can in as much time with Casey Carnes as we can. So, MD, what do we got coming up on tour? It is episode 22 weeks in a row. Oh my goodness, August the 2nd, 2022, and it's the 22nd week in a row. We are here live on a Tuesday night talking ACGT Tour Power Hour. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our viewers. MD, we want to run through that
real quick. I'm sorry, Travis, you want to go ahead?
Okay, 10-4. Shout out to our sponsors, 2022 presenting sponsor, the Sexton Agency of Goosehead Insurance. There are QR codes all over the Facebook page and all over day of tournament paperwork to get you right to the Sexton Agency of Goosehead Insurance. Free quote there. A super engaged and active sponsor. We are so appreciative of what he's done for the tour this year. And our 2022 South Texas Match Play Challenge sponsor, Rick Hoinsey and Elevated Logistics, same-day delivery leaders in Texas. If you need something to go from point A to point B, and it's in the state of Texas, call Rick. He'll get the job done today. It's amazing what they do. His phone number is all over the place as well on the Facebook page. There it is right there on the graphic right now. And, of course, we can't forget about our Victory Cookie and Award sponsor, The Cake Place and More, Laura Lewis. Check her out on Facebook. It is The Cake Place and More. She does so much for the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour, including those victory cookies that everybody loves. The Cookie Mafia. It's so cool. It's become this cult classic that's so awesome. I love it. It's the coolest thing ever. And we've got a big teaser. We are going to have the ACGT Tour is going to start to have a merchandise tent. So we're going to start to have some logoed ACGT Tour merchandise at the starters tent, at the scoring table, and the Cake Place and More and Laura Lewis are going to be a big component in what we got going on with the future of the brand when it comes to merchandising. So shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much for all you do. MD, back to you, bud.
Awesome. All right, guys. So like Travis said, we got an action-packed show for you tonight. We got an hour's worth of stuff to talk about, and we got not a lot of time to talk about it. So let's jump right into the sizzling Summer Southside swing coming up. We're getting over to Riverside this Sunday, stroke play event. It's going to be really, really good. I don't know where we're at exactly on signups. As of Monday, I believe we were at 91 signups, a hard cap at 120. So some spots left. Get out there and get signed up. That's going to be a great event.
I got updated by Jason Bird, who could not be with us tonight. He is on location in Chicago and couldn't break away for the podcast tonight. So we are with you. Stay safe and go get it in Chicago, buddy. But I was able to talk to him beforehand, and we are at 99 signups for Riverside. This is a standard points event. We are halfway through the summer season. There's still a chance to come out and go finish good, and then those last couple events are double points, and still make the playoffs. You can start right now and still make the playoffs. DH, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, get out now. You know, with the email that the Trail sent out, Riverside being closed coming up here with the renovations to the 18-hole course, the 9-hole course. You know, make sure to sign up, play Riverside one of the last few times before it closes down and is renovated.
I agree. I definitely had that. I definitely had that as a bullet point for me today.
Yeah.
This will be our last round at Riverside until 2024.
That's crazy.
I think that's so neat. I'm sorry. I'm adjusting some lighting there. I apologize for turning off my cam for a second. But that's so much better. Oh my goodness.
But no, Riverside always a fun golf course, right? I always love going to Riverside. Love whacking it around out there. You know, it's pretty stress free. Get out there, kind of just bomb the driver.
That is number one in the point standings in spring on the team, playing stress free there. But yeah, you're right. Riverside, I would put Riverside in one of the easier, if not the easiest, statistically, of the golf courses on tour. And it's always fun to go to Riverside, especially down the wire here. And I think this is the first week where we can say down the wire. We're on the back side of the tour regular season here. And you can go low at Riverside, and it is in good shape right now. And completing the sizzling summer Southside swing, we're at Mission 2 weeks after Riverside. So don't delay. There's still spots left for Riverside. www.acgttour.golf. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. You can't miss it. And get signed up for that one before it sells out. Registration closes tomorrow at 5 p.m. So that puts the first notice to players coming out Thursday night late.
Yep.
Still time to register for that. And then we're on to Mission Del Lago 2 Sundays after that. That would be the 24th. Mission Del Lago. Last one-day individual stroke play event of the year.
And that's going to be a real fun event.
Mission Del Lago, I believe, is the 21st.
21st.
August 21st. Sunday, August 21st. Yep.
Thank you for coming. That's bad math on my part. So that is the 7th and the 21st. The 7th for Riverside, the 21st for Mission Del Lago. And that's the sizzling summer Southside swing right there. Back-to-back individual stroke play events on the Southside, Mission and Riverside. That hasn't happened in a while. And that's why it's getting so much of this marketing power with these awesome graphics that MD has put together there. Shout out to the graphics.
And I think Mission's going to be really fun. Course is looking good. There's some work going on around the course right now that I think is going to get it set up really nicely. Looking forward to getting to Mission, and that can be a difficult golf course. I think that's going to be a fun time to go earn some points.
I agree with you 100%. Mission, you never go into Mission kind of, haphazardly. It can bite you. There's some holes that play back into the wind that can play long. Tough par 3. So yeah.
No, I think we lost Travis there.
Yeah, my man looks frozen up on my side. But yeah, I mean, MD. Mission has always been one of those courses, kind of sneaky. It's a little bit longer. I think it's one of the little bit longer courses we play on tour. It's known for Monster Day.
Yep.
The staff likes to tip it out on Monster Day, so we can really play lengthy. But I think that's a great assessment.
I had a chance to go see it today. I was out there doing some drone flyovers on some stuff,
nice.
and doing some work out there, and course looked really nice. I'm excited to get out and play that golf course, and I feel like we haven't played there in forever either.
It's a good call. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time we played Mission. I mean, the last time I played was I guess the spring event.
Yeah, I mean it was early spring that we played it. So it'll be nice to get out there too, and just try and take on that golf course. And that's such a good place to have that final stroke play event. I think there's we know we have players, we have groups that team up and they have really great success in the team events. But I always like the stroke play events as we're getting down to the end of the season, because you know what? We're going to get to Northern Hills. We're going to have a fun best ball event at Northern Hills after. But you know what? It's all on you after. It's all stroke play. We're going to go into Almost, going to go do our 2-day event to close out the season. Then we're right back there again for playoffs. Brack right after that. So it's a lot of individual golf, and Mission's going to be a really good test.
Well, and that's going to be prime going into the playoffs. There's that 1-2-man event in there, but I think you want this, right? Finishing the summer season, going into the playoffs, kind of getting into that playoff mode, that playoff atmosphere. I think you would want to have more individual events going towards the end of the year.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's also one of those things where, again, every point matters. And I kind of think that there's something about, it's fun playing in a team. It's nice to have that person there to back you up, but destiny is in your own hands in stroke play. That determining factor, if you're making the playoffs, if you're trying to sneak into the top 10, top 3, the next 6 weeks is going to be about you as an individual. And that's going to be really fun. It's going to be a good test for everyone. Mentally, physically, it's going to be a lot of golf. I'm just kind of prepping for that. The heat doesn't seem like it's slowing down. So
no, definitely not.
It's just a lot of things that are kind of going into this last half of the season and into playoffs. And I think it's all shaping up to be nothing but good golf.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the PC Open back at Almus. I think that's going to be exciting. We're used to Cedar Creek, right, for the Open, which always brings a unique and interesting challenge. It plays difficult. It's what you want in that Open style tournament, that Open style event. But I think with the changes made to Almus, we've played it a couple of times now in the spring season. I'm really looking forward to see how they set up the golf course, for example. Interesting to see some of the pin placements that they use at Almus. We saw, where they could kind of put some of those pins in the spring season, the PC Masters. But if I know Travis, if I know the tournament setup staff, especially on that Sunday, we're probably going to see some pretty difficult pins to try to challenge that course tournament record.
I think we're going to see some difficult pin positions. I think we're going to see some really good golf in general, though. I think it's one of those things everyone kind of got out to Almost. It took everyone a day or two to kind of get adjusted to, where we're putting pins, how it's playing in tournament mode, that kind of thing. I think we're going to have so many good golfers, so many people there. I think the golf is going to be even better, and I think the golf course is going to have a little bit more time to get settled. And I think everyone's going to have more rounds. I know for a fact, again, when we played it, it was legit. It was, those 2 days were my first 2 times playing that golf course. It was your third time by the end of it.
That's right.
So I think we'll have seen it a little bit more now, and it'll be something we can go out and have a good time on for sure.
And there's something about that jacket. Anytime that jacket comes out, you can etch your name in tour history forever. That adds a little bit of extra incentive there. It always seems to bring out the better play in people. So, what a way to end the season, right?
And it's 10-year anniversary. It's such a great year it's always good to be involved. It's always good to make the team. It's always good to be there at the end of the season in the playoffs. But there's something about season 10. It's a historic time in golf. It's a historic time for the Alamo City Golf Tour. It's a historic time for the tour itself. We're seeing more golfers. We're seeing sold out events. We're going to sell out again, and we're going to have round 30 sold out at this point. So it's all leading up to this end of season that is truly going to be a time unlike any other that we've had.
Yep. So now, we kind of alluded to it before. Season's winding down. Summer season's winding down. I believe it's 3 more events in the season.
So we have Summer Southside Swing here, finishing Riverside, Mission. We'll go Northern Hills for the alternate, best ball, and then we're finishing up with the last 2-day event over at Almost, and then we jump right into playoffs.
So now's the time. Tune up your game, right? If you got something you're working on, get over to San Pedro, get over to your local driving range. Pound out those balls before you know it. I mean, the season will be over.
If you got to go make any adjustments, go get in front of Ben right now.
Get in front of Ben, give him a call.
Go get something fitted. Go get something tested. I saw Micah Carroll today whacking some golf balls with a new driver that he cracked his and putting in a little bit of practice. It's now is the time, and there's just not going to. Don't make any club adjustments right now. Don't make any changes. But
sign up now, ACGTTour.golf.
Right down
sign
low.
up now. Again, the events will sell out. I believe it's open through. Is just MD open through FDL Mission Del Lago?
Just through Mission Del Lago. I believe next week. Next week Monday probably we'll see Northern open up.
Okay.
And again, it's go online, get registered. That event is going to sell out fast. Not going to be surprising to see that be done probably a week beforehand. It's going to be that last 2-person event. It's going to be double points. Everyone's going to be coming to grab their points, so it's going to be pretty big. And for everyone out there, if you haven't noticed, Travis has jumped off. He's having some internet problems right now, so he's cycling through. But we are going to get ready to bring out our guest, the man of the hour. We're going to kind of lead him in here. Casey Carnes is going to be joining us here shortly. We got a little video clip just about Casey we want to show real quick, and we'll bring him in. So let's get ready. Casey Carnes, what is going on, man?
What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, no, appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man, we are excited to have you.
Oh, come on now.
Hey, man, we were sitting there. I was talking to Travis a little bit earlier. For those of you who are unaware, Casey Carnes being the GOAT, we were looking at some of the stats in regards to just the Alamo City Golf Tour alone. 2-time Tour champion, 3-time Masters winner, 1-time Open winner, 1-time season winner, and then 5-time South Texas Match Play team member. Those stats are pretty unreal. So a GOAT alone on the tour, but excited to talk to you about tour and everything else outside of that in regards to Casey Carnes. So thanks, man.
Yeah, no, appreciate you having me on the show. It's been a fun stretch for me the last couple of weeks. So when Travis reached out, I said, no problem. I've always supported the tour. That's kind of where I got back, playing again. So.
Yeah, I mean, talk us through that a little bit. So you say kind of getting back into playing golf again or playing like that again. Kind of what was going on before that, or not even going on before that, but just talk to us a little bit about the tour and how you got initially engaged with the tour.
Yeah, so I was in the golf business until 2012. San Antonio is just not you're not going to get rich being a golf pro, but I had a family and everything else, and took a job in trucking and just had a newborn, and just kind of stepped away for a couple of years. I mean, I still played, but I was a weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Actually, Jeff Young is the one that got me involved in the Alamo City Golf Trail. And because he was playing in it, and he was doing good. And so like the next year, I got in and started playing some, that was our monster day. It was freezing. So got into that, and monster day was first day, and then we played at Northern, and I thought Casey Graham was going to rip my head off because I asked him about this points deal. I'm like, who cares about the points? So apparently he did at the time. Man, I thought he was gonna. I thought he was just
takes it seriously.
Yeah, he was full. He was full on, and so just started playing and trying to see where my game was, and honestly, I mean, I liked it just because it's a fun atmosphere. You can drink on the golf course if you want to. You can, guys are drinking after and hanging out. Even in the events like, that I'm playing in now, I mean, you just don't see that. Like the USGA 4-ball this year was a lot of fun. Guys hung out after. It was kind of a different environment. But yeah, you just don't see a whole lot of that. And, but yeah, I got into it, and, like you said, I've made the teams, and I look forward to that every year. And unfortunately, the last couple of years, I've just had. Terrence Miskell has pushed me to be better. I know that Dustin's been there, you've been there, MD. For me to go and play bigger events and to say, hey, you're good enough to do this. Michael Freeman's been there, Travis. So last year I was like, okay, well, let's see how good I am. Let's see what I can do. And I qualified for the state am, for the mid am, and got in, and then finished good enough. And it just seemed like, I told Travis, I said, man, I get the question from everybody. Why aren't you playing? Do you not like the tour and this and that? And it's like, no, none of the dates match up. I can't get a date to match up. I think the one date that matched up, like there's been a couple, and I'll text Travis at like 11 o'clock at night. Hey man, I can play tomorrow if you got a dropout. And he texts me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. Can you be here at 7? No. So,
what's up, guys? Sorry about that. I'm having big internet issues, but I just reset everything. Casey Carnes, everybody. What did I miss?
Nothing. Just joined him. He's giving an introduction about the tour, but yeah, literally, we're 2 minutes in with Carnes right now.
Oh, terrific! I apologize. I was running around all crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
Man, living when the internet goes, it goes. Everything goes with it. Good Lord. World goes crazy. And of course, I'm way out in the country, and there's no cell service, so I couldn't even dial in on my phone. I just went dark. Ugh.
Well, you're here.
I am here. I'm all sorts of discombobulated. I have no notes. I have no nothing. Casey Carnes, it is Tuesday night, 8:55 p.m. Congratulations on your qualifying for the United States Mid-Amateur Championship at Erin Hills up in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
That's
great.
Congratulations. I know we're going to talk about your journey to this point on this tonight's show, and I really want to take the time to acknowledge how important you are to the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour as a whole. Do we have a video?
Yeah, we played it.
We already played the video.
We played the video. Oh man, I missed the video.
We played it.
Nobody told me I missed the video.
I'm popping that back up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that one's my favorite. I love that. So we've talked a little bit. I was telling these guys in pre-show warm-ups, I guess we could call them, that we were running through your stat line for the tour, and I mean, you're the greatest tour golfer in the history of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. I mean, if we're talking statistics, like I said, I have no stats in front of me because of the whole internet thing going down, but two-time tour champion, back-to-back tour champions, three-time Masters champion, PC Open champion, the only tour golfer to win both of the majors in the same year, the KC Slam. The course record at Riverside, the ACGT Tour scoring record, 5 teams made, participated in 3 of them, gave his spots away to other golfers in the other 2. I mean, all around good guy and greatest of all time, the ACGT Tour's GOAT. I mean, we were running through stats, and I'm so glad we got the opportunity to hang out. And what 2 fun facts that I've got tonight that not a lot of people know. Casey Carnes and I go way, way, way back. Casey was at Northcliffe at the time with Dave Roberts, and I was with Tony Manjares at the trail at Willow at the time. I mean, that's
12 years ago.
12, 13 years ago. I mean,
yeah.
Man, that picture at the end of the video, I don't know if that picture that I'm referencing made it in the video. I guess I didn't get a chance to see the video, I guess.
I think you did. I still know which one you're talking about.
That picture's 10 years old. And back then, I mean, Casey was a stud, playing, gonna make it. And then stayed locally as a pro, and then turned amateur again. And tell us a little bit, Casey, about your early tour career, how it differed from the stuff you were playing early on, and how you grew to the greatest ACGT Tour golfer of all time. I mean, that's a cool statement.
Yeah, no, like I was telling them, I mean, I got into the ACGT through Jeff Young because there just wasn't anything to plan. I mean, it's not a big surprise, and not trying to bash anybody, but I don't play in GSA events because of stuff that's happened obviously a long time ago. And I just told him, I said, man, and I saw that he was playing, and and I like it's funny, I always tell people, like, I'm probably the fairest golfer you're going to meet because I believe in I believe that, and what the ACGT Tour does as far as letting everybody play and keeping stats. And so we don't get a guy in champ flight that not necessarily doesn't belong, but I mean, hey, play in your flight, have fun, do what you do. And, I mean, like Dustin, he was, first flight. Now he's up into champ flight. You just get better. And I think that that's what the tour, propels everybody to do. And honestly, that's what it's propelled me to do is to go and see if I'm good enough. Obviously with other people pushing me as well. But I mean, Travis, you've been a big part of it. I know Michael Freeman, all the major guys, just, hey, go and do, go and play in this and go and play in this. And then now I'm getting the question, when are you coming back? And I'm like, well, I need Travis on there that I can play.
No, that's so awesome. Okay. I have my favorite Casey Carnes moments, of course, and I'm sure everybody on the screen does right now. Casey, what's your favorite top 2 or top 3 tour moments over the years, 5, 6, 7 years playing pretty regularly on the tour? What are some highlights that stick out?
I mean, obviously the 62 at Riverside was pretty cool just because I was chasing Dustin Weldon He started off really hot that day, and I just remember just, trying to keep up, and then I edged him, and I just kept my foot on the floor, and then you came up to me on 16.
16, yeah.
59 watch, and then I started thinking about it. Like, I wasn't even.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. It's my fault. It's my fault.
I was looking at the leaderboard going, man, I mean, because you can, like, and that's the thing, like, Riverside's not hard until you get to 16, and 17's a really good par 3, and you can snap a double off easy on 16. I actually played there Saturday, and man, it's still it's even worse now because the trees are in the chute have grown in a lot.
Well, we don't have to play that hole much more, so I'm pretty sure that is. I haven't seen official drawings, but I'm pretty sure that hole is getting blown up.
I believe Ruben did say that hole is going to get changed up a bit.
But my favorite moment, I think, was actually the birdie on 18 at Brack in the cup, when those are they're so much fun, but when you're giving a 4 handicap 10 shots, and Ruben was trying. He was trying, and he's just like, man, I just can't help. And I'm like, well, they're playing good. And, I hit it. It's in the dark and everybody's around. And, honestly, it was kind of funny because there was never a doubt that I was going to miss that for some reason. And I made it, and everybody just went nuts.
So that was 2018. That was November of 2018 at Breckenridge Park in the South Texas Match Play Challenge. You were playing with Ruben, and Casey's missing a bunch of context from this story. For the previous 8 months, he just birdied that hole every time he played it.
Every single time he played it.
Yeah. No, that was the first time.
Oh, that was the one that kicked it off.
That was to start it.
You're right. There was never a doubt, and that's one of the moments because you gave me one of the big Casey bear hugs after it. The putter handle went down, and it was just like, chills thinking about it. My favorite moment involves 18 at Breckenridge Park as well. My favorite playing moment. My favorite moment I'll talk about in a second because it goes down an emotional road. But my favorite Casey playing moment is in the Masters that next year. And he birdies the 18th hole to force a sudden death playoff. The same 18th hole at Breckenridge Park. Makes that putt. Wins the playoff with a birdie on hole number 1 over Brian Marchiori. That's his 3rd Masters win, and that got him on that year's team, which the South Texas Match Play Challenge team that year, which leads me to my favorite Casey moment when he came up to me and said, give me Alan McFarland. I got it. And Alan McFarland, that was his last tour years, and he passed away the next year. There's a picture of the team right there. And when Casey came up to me, he's like, hey, I'll take Alan. I got it. Don't worry about it. And the look on Alan's face when Casey picked him was my favorite Casey moment. Because that was Alan's last round of golf, and it was with Casey, and I think that's so special and so cool. That's my favorite South Texas Match Play Challenge and Casey Carnes and Alan McFarland moment. That round of golf at Wildcat was especially cool.
Yeah, no, it was, and it was brutal watching him. And I was I wanted to win him a point so bad, and just again giving a lot of strokes. And just couldn't pull it off. But no, that's just
dudes from such different walks of life coming together from the tour and through golf. And Alan at that time was a 25 handicap playing in that event with Casey, and going through what Alan was going through. And that's what it's all about right there. And I mean, that was a really cool day.
Yeah.
How about you up on top, Dustin Hassan? You've been involved in tons of Casey moments.
You stole my memory with the 2019 Masters on 18 needing that birdie against Brian Markey. And I remember sitting there at the pavilion, right? We're sitting there around the pavilion on 18. We do that. We're watching. We know what's at stake. We know Casey needs birdie, and he hits one up there. I don't remember the exact distance, but it was 8 to 10 feet. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't close. I mean, it wasn't close.
It wasn't a kick-in, but, no doubt, I think, in anyone's mind over there that putt was not going in. I mean, everyone knew that putt was going in. And when it rolled in, we said, let's go to one. And, I mean, that's something that gave me chills. I'll never forget that shot under pressure. Cool, calm, and collected like always. Carnes rolls it in and then got the job done on one. I mean, just awesome.
Yeah, that's probably the that was such a cool day because I was hitting it all over the place. I just remember hitting it all over the place, and I was just like on 18 I was looking at, I looked at the OB, I looked at the water, and then I just concentrated on the flag, and I just never left it. And I remember walking up there, and I hope Brian's, if he's watching, I hope he doesn't take offense to it. But I was like, you're not beating an outsider's not beating me. Like, I wasn't going to let anybody take it from the tour guys. Like, and that's the way I think everybody thought that too. And everybody was like, just do it. And, and then when I made it, and then I get up there in the playoff and I hit it 90 right. And, then hit it to like 4 feet. It was, that was a good one. And my other favorite memory, and it really doesn't have anything to do with me, but it does, but when I had to give up my spot and Sean was next in line, which, Sean's played the tour forever. And Sean got in, which got Casey Graham in the horse race, which Casey got in, was like, to me, that was just the coolest thing because, those two guys have played it forever. And I mean, Casey's he's, I give him a lot of crap, but he's the heart and soul of the tour, in a lot of cases. But to me, that was just really it was like my spot was like a double spot because of who got in. And, Travis was like, hey, brought me under the curtain. He's like, hey, Sean's getting your spot. And I was like, man, I want to tell him, like, let me be the one to give it, so. That
was another good Casey bear hug right there. Might've been the other way around, but that was a cool moment. And then Casey, that was an 8 for 2 year. Was that not an 8 for 2 year? And because Casey Graham and Dustin Weldon made the team in that horse race.
Right.
Yeah. So that was an 8.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
That was an 8-person horse race, and Casey's butterfly effect, giving it to Sean, took Sean out of the horse race and allowed Casey to come in, and then made the team that way too. So so cool fallout. I love that a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about, I know obviously the other side of the coin, I get to play all these tournaments. I get to be away. You're playing a million tournaments. You're doing all this kind of stuff. The other side of it is, the support that you're getting on the backside, not just from your fellow golfers. Obviously the tour loves you, but family. Talk to us just a little bit about, what that's like having, I think we have a picture of them here, of the family. How are they supporting you? What's that like, getting to play the tournaments, winning those tournaments? How are they getting to celebrate with you? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Hold on. I have a question. Put that picture back up. How old is this picture? I just want to give a reference point.
Man, that's probably 16 or 17.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a minute old. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I was just making sure.
Yeah, I mean Tyler's a lot taller.
Yeah. Okay.
It may be a 17 or 18 picture, but yeah, he's. I mean, Bree just graduated, so Tyler's going into 6th grade. But yeah, no. I mean, it's funny, you know, like everybody always asks me, you know, like, you know, you play all these tournaments and you do all this, and you know, what does your wife say? And I'm like, she says go. I mean, she knows that she can veto me at any time. I've told her that. I asked her if I can go play and stuff, and she's always been there and been supportive. And I mean, yesterday's a great example. I mean, August 1st is kind of a rough time for her. I mean, and for the family, really. I mean, her mom passed away 14 years ago. And I backed out of I had a really good chance at Pecan Valley to go to the USAM. Got the phone call, and we weren't even married. I mean, we were still dating, and left immediately. I said, hey guys, I got to go. And this guy's like, he was like flipping out on me. You know, you just got to play 9 more holes. You're in. And I'm like, I'm not. Like, this is more important.
Yeah. There's a place I got to be.
Yeah. And, you know, and it's being there for her. But she's always there for me. Like yesterday, she is, you know, hey, you know, checking up on me, and, you know, always wishes me luck, and, you know, honestly, I tell everybody I've got the best wife ever. I mean, she lets me go on to Bandon Dunes, and everybody's always, you know, well, how do you ask her? Hey, I'm going to Bandon Dunes. You know,
yeah, right.
These are the dates. Can you be, you know?
Yeah, is that okay? You know,
okay, go.
Casey was in the business for a long time, and I know Michael Freeman's probably watching. He was in the business for a long time, and I know Greg Hiller's probably watching, and he's in the business currently still, and of course me. And golf pro wives are different. They're just different. Casey, you're not even a big practicer. You know, it's right. not like hours on the driving range either, too. You know, but
no, and that's something that you know, as I've gone, I mean, you know, like a big change.
I just noticed that Casey's wearing that shirt.
I am.
Casey is wearing the shirt from the 2019 South Texas Match Play Challenge from that round with Alan McFarland. That shirt.
I wore it the last round in the West Texas Am.
I did notice that.
I saw it. I did see that
Yep,
picture on Facebook. Yeah. I'm sorry to cut off. I just saw it.
No, you're good. No, I mean, but she, I mean, you know, she's super supportive. You know, and then I've got a bunch of people. I mean, my parents are extremely supportive. My mom went with me to the 4-ball this year when Terrence Miskell and I went, and I mean, she's, you know, she loves going still, and then, you know, and then I've got you know, I mean, I'm not a tour pro by any means, but I've got, you know, Buck Mayers as my instructor. I've got a guy that, you know, he's a massage therapist, chiropractor that works on me. Because I mean, it's
full-time. Golf at that level is full-time. In the gym, on the range, the nutritionist, the massage, the skeletal structure. I mean, it's full-time at this level.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you know, the nice thing is, I mean, everybody knows, you know, I've been associated with Mach 3 for a while now. And I haven't been, you know, a trainer there this year. And it was essentially for me to see where, you know, I still do it at home. And the nice thing is I've got the stuff at home and I can do it. But I just stepped back, and like I was a member at Dominion last year, and I thought playing was the way to go. But I've actually joined over at David Ogren's range, and you know, because when you go play, it takes, you know, 3 to 4 hours away from family and travel and everything else. And Ogren's is right down the road. I'm probably an hour, you know, hour and a half gone. Or when I'm coming back from a meeting, I can stop by there and hit, you know, 30, 40 balls and just, you know, work on something and come back. And that's what I've learned. I mean, everybody's been asking me, what's the secret? What's going on? And I'm like, man, I've never been somebody that's hit a lot of balls, but I just comprise my time in, I want to go work on something. I work on it and leave. And
you're 5 minutes from home, you know?
Yeah.
And
That's
I agree.
awesome.
That's awesome. Golf wives are a different breed. They're great. They get it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, so shout out to the support system. And I know you're still with Romatowski and Jeff Young. Tell us a little bit about the Mach 3 and what involvement you have there and how that started a little bit and how Mach 3 could help the tour golfer. I guess let's tie it back there. Yeah.
So, in 2017, I was trying to make the team, and was in good position. I was playing every event, and I woke up, April 8th, and, I had something in my neck, didn't know what was going on, tried to play Masters. I think I backed out after hole 4. I just had nothing in my right arm. Ended up getting a fusion surgery. Mike Romatowski had come down, and my goal coming out of the surgery was to, it's kind of my motto. I want to get, faster, stronger, smaller. 'Cause I'm a fat guy, but so I'm always trying to do that stuff. And so Mach 3 it kind of developed as we were going along, but Jeff Young and Mike Romatowski are two good guys, and so I was helping them train last year. I've been doing it for a while, and it's super easy. They've got classes there that you can go to. It's not they don't mess with your golf swing. It's just they've got different tools that help you with speed, but it also helps with flexibility. It helps with, rotation. Their biggest the biggest jumps that we see are from guys that are 55 to 70, which you just don't see that. But for me, it's, if I'm going to be competitive at the level that I'm going to, that I'm trying to be at, I've got to be as long as I can be. I've got to be as flexible as I can be. And the funny thing, at the 4-ball, honestly, after the first round, I was like, man, this is not good. 'Cause I just didn't feel, like I was, gonna make it, honestly. And, during the practice round, and, 'cause it was a hilly golf course and whatnot. But every day I just felt like I got stronger. And,
that's a good feeling.
So, yeah. And, unfortunately we got bounced, but, we played a team that just went off and played way better than anybody had played. But yeah, so Mach 3 is a great, I think it's for any golfer. The nice thing is you can do it there in San Antonio for their classes, or you can, do it at your house, or, I helped a guy in New Braunfels, and he's got it set up, and he ropes it around puts the rope around a pillar at his house, and goes to town. So, but for me, it's just something I can quick and easy do, keep my speed up. I haven't this year, and I'm not saying that, I'm super long, but I haven't been outdriven by anybody until yesterday, by any considerable distance. So at 40, I'm still able to keep it. And I've been playing with a lot of college kids. At 40, I can still keep it up there. Now, the guy yesterday was way longer than anybody I've ever met. So,
well, you know me, I hit it 247 with a little cut, so.
Well, I watched him hit 370 yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
And
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
you just
Listen, that's driver solid 9-iron for me.
I was gonna say that's pitching wedge in between his driver and mine.
well, he it was pretty scary. It was scary. I was about 40 behind him, and I hit one on one hole, and I just was sitting there looking for his ball, and when he sits there and shoots a tree and it's 315 to the top of it, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I got that. I can cover that." And I'm going, I just want to fly it there.
I'm trying to go around it.
So, right.
For everybody just joining us, it is Tuesday night, August the 2nd. This is the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour Power Hour. My name is Travis Salkowski, alongside Dustin Hassan, our host, MD, Mike DerManuelian. We are here live with the ACGT Tour GOAT himself, Casey Carnes. That is not going to get old saying that ever, I promise. We've talked a little bit about your early tour career. We've talked about your tour resume. We've talked about Mach 3 and conditioning. Let's talk about the present. Let's talk about this past qualifying round and what led up to the qualifying round at Comanche Trace that gets you into the United States mid-amateur at Erin Hills up in Wisconsin. Tell us a little bit about what's happening now.
Yeah, so honestly, this year I haven't been scoring good up until the last probably 3 weeks, and I knew I was hitting the ball good. I'd go see Buck and try and get everything squared away, and he's like, "Why are you here? Like, what? Why'd you drive up here to see me?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, this is what's going on." And, of course I hit it great in front of him. And, but I went to the state am this year, qualified for the state am again, and went to the state am, missed the cut. I mean, it's the first cut I've missed, and I can't even imagine how long. Like, I just don't, I go to win a golf tournament. I don't even look at the cut line, and missed the cut. And it was in Tyler, Texas, drove home, and was honestly just disgusted with what I was doing, and played the USAM qualifier, which will not happen again in Texas because it's too hot, and 36 holes walking is just, it's not fun. So but played there and played the same way, and I shot even for 2 rounds, which isn't horrible, but when you're trying to shoot 8 to 10 under to get into a national event, it's just not good enough. And that night I stayed the night in Sonora, and I open up my notebook and I start looking at it, and I'm going through everything, and I'm like, you're playing the dumbest golf you've ever played. Like, I'm going at pins that I shouldn't. And
that's a big gut check. That's a big gut check moment to call yourself stupid when you're reviewing your notes from past rounds. That takes mental fortitude right there.
Yeah, and and that's what it was. And so I went out, and I went up to Midland, and I worked for a couple days, and went out and played with some customers, and my brother, he's a member at Odessa Country Club, so it was nice to get an extra practice round on there.
Yeah.
And played the practice round, and went out in the tournament, and I said, all right, if we don't feel comfortable, hit it in the center of the green, and I've gotten a new putter, which probably doesn't surprise anybody listening. But over the last couple of years, I've tried to actually keep the same clubs in the bag and quit switching and doing everything. But I got a Lab, the Mez 1 putter. Since my Fusion, I've really struggled. A lot of people don't know, but I've struggled with my right hand, because I lost some nerve, some nerve whatever in it. There's just days that it just tingles still, even from 6 years down the road. So I get up there, and I told myself, just rely on your putter. You're going to 2-putt. You're good enough to 2-putt. I mean, it's just rolling it up there. And lo and behold, I shoot 68 the first round. The second round, I hit it actually better than I did the first round. I just didn't keep my speed up on my putter. and go into the next round and told myself do the same thing. And, you know, I actually wore this shirt, just to, you know, cause I mean, I like it, number one, but, you know, I was just thinking about, you know, hey, this, you know, honestly thinking about, I'm not saying this because I'm on here right now, but thinking about where I've come from, and, you know, that, hey, you've proven yourself everywhere you've gone. There's no sense that, you know, to back down and be scared. And, you know, I birdied 2, 3, and 4 right out of the gate. And, you know, we've got Golf Genius, and anybody that knows me knows that I watch leaderboards and I want to see what's going on. And saw that I took the lead, and, you know, Jeff calls it, you know, blood in the water. And I was gone, and, you know, end up winning by 3, which, you know, leads me to this week. I honestly went and I told myself, we're going to play the same way. We're going to see if this works. Like, was it, you know, cause sometimes you can play off a niche or something that works one week. And I went out there yesterday and I hit every green at Comanche.
Wow.
That's nuts.
You know, just no trouble. And it was like the easiest thing I've ever done. You know, and I didn't hit every fairway, but I kept it in front of me. And when I didn't like a shot, I hit it in the middle of the green, or, you know, played it safe, and just told myself I was going to 2-putt. And putting's always been a struggle. And for some reason with this putter and the way it reacts and what it does, it's super solid. It works for me. And, you know, so that's the big secret, is I had a gut check with myself. I was hitting the ball good enough to win and to do the things I need to do. I just, you know, I was going after pins that I did need to go for in uncomfortable situations, still trying to stuff it, and to hit it 2 feet instead of saying, hey, 10 feet or 15 feet's okay. And, you know, go roll in a putt. So
keep hitting good shots, you know, keep hitting good shots.
Yep.
And it's a tough moment to change on course strategy, you know, as we get a little older and a little bit more mature, and as Dustin and I start hitting the ball a little shorter and a little shorter and a little shorter off the tee box, you know, our game strategy changes. And I mean, that's awesome. I want to point out one thing you said early on when we started talking about this. In the show tonight, you said, I go to golf tournaments to win. I don't look at cut lines. I think that is a tagline or a mental thought that everybody watching can go with them to every ACGT Tour event, because as Casey said earlier in the show, net and flights makes it a chance for everybody every event. So go to that tournament to win. Go to that tournament to get those bonus points. Don't look at the cut line. Look at the top of the leaderboard down, not the bottom of the leaderboard up. I took that away. I thought that was really cool. And then I forgot my other fun fact from earlier in the show. I was going to say 2 fun facts. I only said 1. And Casey reminded me with his Golf Genius comment. Casey Carnes, nobody knows this. Casey Carnes pressured me for a year and a half to bring Golf Genius to the tour. I mean, over a year. And I was adamantly against it.
He was not having it.
I didn't like the concept of the golfer having access to change stuff. I didn't like it. And then I took a little bit more time. Casey walked me through it and almost wrote the official scorecard paper policy versus Golf Genius, you know? So, I mean, the tours, I mean, I would attribute the last 4 or 5 years of the tour's success to 2 things: the ambassadors and Golf Genius. And I mean, that's over a year. Casey was on me about Golf Genius, and I mean, I was hard.
Man, it was funny too, because like I don't. I mean, Travis knows if I go to him, you know, it's not a complaint, or it's not that I gripe a lot. But this one was like, man, this is going to be great for the tour. Guys are going to be able to see it. You know, he'll be able to finish out stuff easier. And he's like, nope. He goes, somebody's going to go in and write a 4 or not put in scores and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, then they're going to put in the right score and somebody's going to be pissed off. And I'm like, well, you tell that guy to get the fuck out of here. Like, just send him on his road because he's cheating, you know, right? Like, he's cheating.
So now we have a policy for that. There's a local rule on the rule sheet that I believe reads the purposeful manipulation of Golf Genius is grounds for disqualification. And, you know, not only consistent enough and follow up enough to get me to pay attention to it. I mean, I was so against it. But hey, listen, Casey swears by
how
this.
did we do it?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, the 62 at Riverside probably doesn't happen. You know, the certain, you know, the birdie on 18,
or maybe the 62 at Riverside does happen because I can follow along from the clubhouse and don't have to come ask you about it, I guess.
Right. So, but no, I mean, there's just, you know, I like it. You know, the TGA has started to use it more and more, which is really cool. You know, so, but I love Golf Genius. I mean, you open up my phone and there's like, it seems like 40 different things in there now. But that's what everybody's using. But yeah, I like the program.
I love Golf Genius. I know that's what we use up in my club here for any of our tournaments, and I mean everyone loves it. And I mean honestly, that's talking about it. You know, I don't think I shoot the 62, or you know, if Travis doesn't come ruin it. I mean, I can say from personal experience, I've needed to look at that leaderboard to bite down and try and make something happen on a couple of holes. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But by God, I love seeing it.
I would like everybody to know that I'm officially taking credit for the lowest score in the history of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour right now. 62, Casey Carnes. 100% on me right now.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you know, with of course you would take credit for it. Which is fine. Hey,
yeah, we gotta spin that. You know, I didn't cost you the 59. I got you the 62.
Right. No, I mean the 59. I mean, look, I think I had to make like a 40-footer on 16 to make it. Then you got a birdie 17, and 18's not. I mean, it's not a gimme, but you could make birdie there. But yeah, I mean, you know, the funny thing is I look at it from the start. Like I don't wait, you know, for 9 holes in, or like I feel like I'm like after hole 2 or 3 I'm looking at it, because I don't want to look at it. And what I think most people do, honestly, is they look at it on hole like 12, you know, to 15, and they go, oh, I gotta do this now. And all of a sudden, like your adrenaline's going and you're amped up, instead of like giving yourself enough holes to look at it. They look at it like towards the end and they're like, oh, I got to press now. And it's like, no. I mean, you just, especially if you're up there near the lead, just keep doing what you're doing. But the rush of adrenaline, and then that's when, you know, I call it the funny mode, is, you know, because I still watch. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, I watch the show as much as I can. You know, I still watch the live scoring, and you can see when guys look at the leaderboard, and all of a sudden they just go and they just plummet. So, and then you can see the better guys that, you know, that start shooting up the leaderboard towards the end. So I like that aspect of it. I think it's done a lot for the you know, for the club.
I think it's also completely. I agree completely, and I think I'm sorry, MD. I think your comment earlier. What would we do without Golf Genius? Now it is so ingrained in the culture of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour, from leaderboards and skins to setups and reports, to next year the registration will funnel through the Golf Genius platform. So I mean, Golf Genius is core to the trail tour.
And I was gonna say, I think I think it's played in my favor a few times and it's played against me a couple of times. But sitting in the clubhouse and watching the last couple of groups come in on Golf Genius, and you're kind of watching where you're at, you're watching where those guys are at. You start to see birdies pop up, and everyone in the clubhouse is sitting there losing it because they're wanting to see how it ends.
I have a question. I have made one error in a Facebook post in the entire 10 years
don't do Facebook posts anymore.
of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. I made one error. I posted a winner on Facebook before they won, and somebody birdied 16, 17, and 18 to beat them in a scorecard playoff. Was that the same day, MD, that
was
Casey
at
shot
Riverside.
62?
That was it.
Yep.
That was the same day.
The same day.
Because it was at Riverside. It may have
It was
been
at Riverside.
the same
So I posted that MD won first flight that day because he had a 3-shot lead with 3 to play, and Ruben Ramirez birdied 16, 17, and 18 to tie him and win in the scorecard playoff. That was like 45 minutes after you shot 62.
And we're just, Oh my God. And you know what? We would have taken a lot longer to realize how wrong we had it had we not had Golf Genius.
Yeah, good Lord. And I'll tell you what, that's why I don't do the Facebook posts anymore.
Don't do it early. Yeah, don't do it early.
Well, tell us a little bit about the tournament in Wisconsin, what your plans are for that. When is that? How can we follow along? Tell us the nuts and bolts about what is now coming up.
Yeah, so, man, I'm going to have a busy September. So looking at flights, that's the one thing about this, like you have to have a trusting wife and family and everything. Cause, going on these trips, like, like everybody's like, oh, you qualified. It's like, great. Well, now it's going to cost, $3,000 to $5,000 to go. I was actually
plus vacation time at work, plus vacation time for the wife, taking off for the kids that you can't split.
Right. So, I was actually looking at all I got all the info today, host hotel and what was going on. So they're not going to have shuttles this year because of where Erin Hills is and all of that. So, my mom and I are actually going to take off the 5th. And drive up there.
Oh, I love that drive.
So
great
we're gonna drive up there, and basically the 5th and 6th. The 7th, I'm just gonna play either at a local course or just practice, just to get used to the grasses, because obviously it's way different.
It's way different.
Since I'm driving, I'll take probably 2 to 3 different wedge sets, just in case the ones, my normal ones don't. I mean, that's what I got caught in Alabama with, was the turf there was crazy different in a sense. And so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'll take some different wedges and just make sure everything's good. Practice round on the 8th and 9th. Tournament starts the 10th. So, two qualifying rounds. There's 264 players for 64 spots.
And then the match play starts Monday.
And then match play. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm your coach here, it's play good enough stroke play to top 64, and then that is your game. I mean, that is the intimidation factor. I mean, survive the medal play to get to the mano y mano.
Right. Yeah, and I love, it's funny, I love match play, and it's just, it's one-on-one. I can make double. I remember the first match play event that I played with the Alamo City was at Cedar, and I honestly think my first 2 matches I don't break 80. And Michael Freeman was still working for the tour at the time.
Oh wow!
And they came up to me on 17 at
2016,
Cedar.
I think that's 2016. I think.
Yeah, and Michael and Travis go, "What are you doing?" And I go, man, I mean, you know, I think I had a 2-putt to close. I think it was Dustin out at the time. And Freeman goes, "Do you just not like match play?" And I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, we're both playing bad, you know, but like if a guy hits it in the crap, like, and even then,
I can see Michael who's be like, "So do you just not like this format?"
yeah. So, but honestly, like I look back at, you know, you know, because I think that was the first year I started was 2016, and I look back at that now, and you know, that's what the tour basically has brought me, is to this point, is one, to give me the confidence, two, to get the rounds in, you know, to under the gun, under pressure. Cause I've done some I mean, everybody's got a story. Like, I mean, and I was talking with a guy the other day, and, like, I almost feel, and it's crazy, but he called me a local legend.
I agree.
And
I listen. I agree. I get text messages. I get text messages like, "Oh, Casey's playing. Oh, Casey's in the field. Oh, Casey's in the field." Like, and that's the way it was for a minute for the Masters this year, because it was you were almost going to play,
right?
And then Aaron was almost going to play, and then I almost got Craig Hall to play, and it was just going to be 4 past champions. So, right. But yeah, I get those text messages. I would agree. Local legend. I mean, maybe not like legend as in so in the past, but I mean,
right. No, but that's it. Like, everybody, like, it's just weird. Like, everybody knows me. And I mean, I had guys coming up to me yesterday that were like, "Oh man, I hope you get in, you know, blah, blah, blah." And I mean, I didn't even know them. And I feel bad, honestly, because I'm like, I don't know who you are. But I mean, it's like, you know, everybody knows me and they followed me, and, you know, a lot of guys don't understand why I play ACGT and why did you do this? Why did you do that? And, you know, and I feel like sometimes I'm defending the tour, but I'm also like, man, I honestly wouldn't be sitting here talking to you about all the crazy stuff I've done, about being in the US Mid-Am, without, you know, doing the things that I've done, and without the tour.
We appreciate the shit out of that. I mean, you're the GOAT. You're the greatest of all time. Your resume on tour is phenomenal. If we passed out ballots right now, it would be 1 or 2, and it would lean towards 1 for sure. I would vote 1, and you've been so instrumental in the growth of amateur competitive golf from my perspective, and I've known you forever, and to just get to this point, it's so cool. You made a comment to me on the phone yesterday, kind of always the bridesmaid comment. I don't want to talk anything negative at all,
right?
But always runner up. Like, I mean,
14 times.
Yeah, kind of starting conversations like, "Trav, missed it by 1 again," you know. But so tell us a little bit about that. Walk everybody watching through what it maybe feels like to miss it by 1, or really, I mean, the car ride home from the missed cut you touched on a little bit, but tell us what it feels like yesterday sitting in that room when the last scorecard got turned in and it was
done.
Yeah, it was for real.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, you like yesterday was actually, like, we were talking about it, like, you know, I was talking to Bobby, which he's the director of golf over there, and Reed's there, and we're just talking and going back and forth, and he's like, "Man, you're good, you can go." And I'm like, so I played with the guy that won medalist, who shot 65. I shoot 66, and then we have a guy that didn't play well in our group, but we were like first, second, and last yesterday. I didn't play with Bird. Bird did not get last.
Bird didn't get last? I know he
did not.
Day.
So, you know, we're sitting there, and I'm just like, man, I mean, because when I got done, like I lipped out on my 17th and 18th hole, like probably should have gone in lip outs. And I honestly, when I lipped out on 18, I was like, that cost me. I'm out. Like I missed it again. Because it is 14 times. Like,
and you're watching the guy beat you by 1 in your group.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and Reed's there, and you know, everybody's like, hey, you can go. You're good. And Reed's like, he's been in this position too many times. And I'm like, Reed, you've only been here for like 2.5 years. And he's like, I've seen you a lot in 2.5 years miss it. And I'm like, I know. Like, I don't even play off for the first alternate because I'm just like, I'm not going to get in, you know? And so yesterday I'm sitting there and,
you said 14 times. How many years is that? 14 tournaments at the national level.
It's been the last. So
yeah, let's put this in perspective for everybody watching. This isn't just this year.
We can't put in 2020 because there was no qualifiers. But we're basically going back to 2017 when I started.
So we're talking 5
years.
years. We're talking 5 years of being one out.
Yeah,
just
a lot.
Just to put that in perspective for everybody watching. That's how big this yesterday was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, so I'm sitting there, and you know, I mean, it was out. You know, we were up by the honors house, and we're just sitting there talking, and I'm just like, and Reed's like, man, we've got 6 scores in. You're good. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm just not. Like, I know somebody's going to come in and beat me. And so he gets up there and he pulls the red pin out for the last group. And I'm like, man, this is going to be the roughest ride home ever. And he goes, just kidding. Pulls the black one out. You know.
So that's a golf pro joke. That's a golf pro joke right there. Red numbers on the scoreboard are under par. Black numbers are over par there. So that's a little bit of antagonizing drama there at the end.
He does pull the red pin. He did pull the red pin out for the last score, and it was 71. And he goes, "You're in. You know, here you go." And all I'm thinking, like, it was a relief. But it like instantly turned into, like, I called my dad and, you know, and they were watching, and they knew that I was like on the bubble, and I'm like, I'm in, you know, and it was good. And then it like turned into, like, kind of right before I talked to you, Trav, it turned into, I got to get to work. Like, I'm going up against, you know, 264 other golfers now. And we're vying for one spot. And I mean, it's, you know, a spot in the Masters. It's like huge national recognition. And I looked at it and I'm like, all right, you know, let's, you know, and my dad was like, so when are you booking your hotel for? And I go, well, the 16th. And I go, maybe the 17th. And he goes, well, it ends the 15th. And I said, well, I might be hungover. Might not make the flight on the 16th.
See, goes to tournaments to win. You
right.
know, that's a good fact right there. The winner of the match play bracket gets a start at Augusta.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that is an eyebrow raiser. That is I mean, that's something absolutely worth to follow. Everybody watching, we will have links to these leaderboards on the Tour Facebook page and in the Tour newsletters. So we will be your go-to access point for all of those links to follow Casey along. Man, 11. Let's go up top. MD Dustin, what do you got for Casey? Are there any questions in the comment?
You know, the comments.
I got one question. I got one question for Carnes. It's actually like a double question, but I've heard some crazy stat numbers, and I just want to get the truth right from the GOAT. But I want to know the number of hole-in-ones you've had and the number of albatrosses that you had. I've heard some crazy numbers, and I want to get the validation right now.
So hole-in-ones, 11. I actually made, which it was actually like 6. but I made five in a year, like in a 13-month span. I made five, and it was just like they were going in from everywhere. It seemed like.
I mean, that blows my mind.
That's just
It's crazy.
I've made so, and I'm not like, it's kind of crazy, but since I've been doing Mach 3, I've made 7. So since 2017, I've made 7. And I don't know why that is, but
It's got to be a correlation. Ball speed's ball speed. Whether it's a 7-iron, whether it's wedge, or whether it's driver, speed is speed.
Yeah. The big thing about Mach 3, I mean, the doing it's, honestly, it's helped me on you don't birdie 10 at Brack 9 times in a row or 10 times in a row because you're wussing out on shots. I mean, it was, speed out front, and that's all I was thinking about. You got the right club. I know, anyway. So albatrosses, 13.
What?
So,
That's the one I wanted to really confirm. That that is crazy.
Yeah, two of them were on par 4s. So hole in ones on par 4s.
That's a double. That's a twofer. That's a both. That's a both lists.
That is. It's on both lists. One of them was with. I made 7 with the same 5-wood. That got stolen out of my bag like years ago. And man, I did some crazy stuff with that club. It had the old purple and gold Pro Force in it.
That's kind of like a matte finish, like it's almost rough.
Yeah.
So
13. 13's the total. Last one was actually the last one was when I shot 59 at Cottonwood. So
that's great.
Dustin, how many albatrosses do you have, Dustin?
Boom.
Dustin, how many hole-in-ones do you have?
Dude, he's got
how many hole-in-ones not at San Pedro do you have?
But I wrote one on the card twice, so.
Hey.
A hole-in-one's a hole-in-one.
That's right.
That's right.
MD, how many albatrosses do you have?
I have one.
One albatross. How many hole-in-ones do you have?
Oh, nice.
I have 2 hole-in-ones.
2 hole-in-ones and 1 albatross. That is less than 12% of the total of Casey Carnes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been it's crazy. I mean, the albatross, the hole-in-ones are, they're all awesome. I could name every single one of them off. The albatrosses, honestly, are the ones that, I did a bunch of them in a short span with that 5-wood. That and some of them were I remember being in a bunker. I was 180 yards in a bunker, and my balls on this upslope, and my college coach, when I was at Temple. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Well, I just didn't think. I thought an iron was gonna I was basically thought I was gonna hit it behind me, and it's downwind, and I've got this 5-wood, and I hit it, and it goes straight up in the air, 8 miles, and it's coming down, and we're looking, it's coming right down the flag, and I'm going, no way, and it doesn't. You just see it disappear, and he goes, "You hit that so far over the green, and I was like, "Coach, I don't think so." And we go up there, and it's, it just right in the jar.
Oh, that's great, dude.
So great.
Do you stop just having a crazy reaction after a while? Does it just become that went in?
No, anybody that knows me, I am, the bear hug to Trav, I am energetic, especially when I'm feeling it. Probably the most fun I had ever. A lot of fun was, when Casey Graham and I played together. You talk about getting both of us, and obviously he's got more energy than anybody, but man, putting both of us together, I mean, we're chest bumping, high fiving. But yeah, I go nuts. There's
right.
only been,
I love it.
There's been
Emotion
one that
on
I
your sleeve.
didn't.
Yes, for sure.
There's been one that I didn't just go nuts, and it was because there was probably 100 people. Like, it was on number 9 in Sonora, and there's probably 100 people there drinking, and I hole it. Nobody saw it. Like, nothing. And Jeff was there, and I high-five him, and I'm just like,
waiting for a little reaction. Like,
nobody saw it. Like, out of 100 people, nobody sees this thing go in. So, but yeah, no, I it just went nuts. And like I said, the last time I made, an albatross, Cottonwood, number 1's a par 5, and hit 7-iron from 208, and it like 2-hop went in, and I think I reeled off 4 more birdies in a row. And all I'm doing the whole day, I'm playing with some guy that, I think he said he was like a 22 handicap, and he's like, I don't know who you are, but he was so nervous. And then he's like, after 9 holes, he's like, man, I gotta go. And I'm like, no. Like,
yeah, you need to stay, bro. I don't care if you don't play anymore, but you're sitting right here.
And he's like, man, I gotta go. And so I said, hey, go get the guys in front of us, because there's a twosome in front of us, and it ended up being 3 guys. And they were on the green. And so I hit off a 10 and caught up with them and said, hey guys, I got a great round going. Can I please play in with you? And one guy ended up, after I birdied 10, I birdied 11 and 12. He goes, man, I'm just going to watch. He goes, I don't know what you're shooting, but obviously it's pretty good. And I ended up parring the last 3 to shoot 59, but it was a tough, that finish is brutal there. But it was just, it's awesome. And I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love the competition. I love, I played in a scramble Friday with some customers and whatnot, and we started betting, and man, just going berserk, making a 20-foot putt, so I'm a golf nut. Everybody knows
that's
me.
what we do. That's what we do. It's loud. It is a presentation all the time, and it's fun, and it's engaging, and you know what? Competition golf can be fun, and it can be fun, and it is fun, and we're here to show you that no matter how much you grind it out, that it's fun as shit the whole time.
Right. Yeah, and hey, I've heard the guys that, hey, you're my level, you're, our champ flight level, that plays with somebody that shoots 90, and, oh, that messed me up. That's why I shot 75 today. Man, that's such BS. Like, hey, I've been at Cedar playing with, some newbies, and, they start hitting it all over the place. And I'm like, look, man, I might have calves, but I'm not a goat. I'm done. Look, I don't want you to look for my ball. I'm not going to look for yours. You're obviously you lied about your handicap, and that's cool. Like,
or it's a typo,
he wants to play, but hey, I'm fine. Go shoot your 95. I'm going to keep your score. I'm going to watch what you're doing, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to be that guy, that's going to crawl all over the, the mountaintop.
Best calves on tour, though, for sure. 100%. Best calves on tour.
Yeah, I send Travis pics.
It does.
So, but but everybody can play, and hey, I played with a guy that was upper 80s yesterday. The funny thing is I've played in a couple of these qualifiers, and a lot of guys look at me and they go, "Well, you didn't play good because." I had a guy shoot 108. I had a guy shoot 94. I had a guy no card, and I know it was over 100. I wasn't keeping a score, but I know it was over 100. And I've shot 69, 70. It's just it's an excuse, and that's why, like, hey, when I played with Alan, I've played with Workman, I play with customers, and that stuff doesn't bother me. If it does, you need to go get checked.
Unteachable moments there. Learning how to deal with adversity in real time. I love it. Guys, let's go around the horn for Casey Carnes here. I got one more memory that I'd like to share. It was the first time on tour when I went, oh, Casey's legit. And we'll see if he can pick this one out. But we'll go up top first, and we'll go around for MD and Dustin, and we'll let. It's 10 o'clock. We'll let Casey get back to his family on a Tuesday night. We could talk for 3 more hours if.
I don't really have anything. I'm having fun listening to stories. Obviously, I haven't gotten to play. I don't think I've actually played with you before, Casey. I know I see you at the events. We get to check in, but I haven't gotten to play with you. So everything for me is all a bit of lore and all the stories I get to hear and all those kind of things. So I'm just having fun, just kind of getting to watch and getting to hear some of these stories. DH, what do you got?
I'll say that, when I first learned of Casey and coming on tour, and, you're right, there's lore. Carnes is in the field, and I'm like, man, this Carnes, what's this? And I was grouped with him one time, and I'll never, I was nervous going into that round because you hear stories like that. You never want to go into a round with a good player and play like ass. You just don't want to do it. And you made it so comfortable to play. You made it like just another round. You went about your business and shot your 69 or 68, whatever it was. But you made everyone in the group feel comfortable as well. And I think that's what the tour is all about. And you've been a great ambassador for the tour. And just thanks for all you do for the game of golf in San Antonio, for the tour. It's great having you around, Casey, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, Dustin.
Well, it's the greatest of all time. It's number one resume in tour history. And the moment that I'm thinking of is on the 17th hole, and it's a 2-person event, and it is at Willow Springs, and it is years ago.
That's the first year I've played, 2016.
And it's a 2-person event, and hole number 17 at Willow, dogleg right. Casey is through the fairway, under that big-ass tree, through the fairway there, and I have the flag cut back left.
Hold on. Can I preface this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, so
this is great.
Play. It's the match play. We're playing Aiken and Steidel, who were like the it team, and on 15, I was mad at Travis, actually, like really mad because of the ruling. But Aiken's in the pond, or not 15, 14. Aiken was in the pond, and it was marked hazard, but he's in an ant pile.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I gave him dangerous ant because I called Rich Waisley because I didn't know. And I called Rich Waisley.
Yeah. And so Travis gets up there, and he gives him relief, and I am pissed. Like
at a state event. Yeah.
So I'm livid.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. I'm livid. I am beyond pissed that he's getting relief out of a hazard.
Dangerous situation, bro. I stand by it.
Hey, it was the right ruling. I just didn't agree with it at the time. So Aiken hits it up there to like 3 feet. And I've got like a 30-footer. And I thought this was a situation. I knew it was either this one or this other one on 17. And I can it. And walk by Aiken, and I go, well, if he's giving you relief, that putt's good then too. We're walking the next time.
That's a boss move right there, dude.
And then birdie 16. We both parred 17. Or no, we both parred birdie 15. We both parred 16, and then Travis can take it on 17.
Okay, so he's through, and the emotions are high, and it's great. And this is the first year he's playing, and we've known each other for a while, but this is our first time in a minute interacting. And Casey's under the tree on 17, and he has nothing. Flag is back left, and there is nothing there. It is under the tree, garbage, bunker face, flag stick. and he takes a full swing at a 3-iron, 2-iron, 4-iron. I don't know the club.
7-iron.
He takes a full swing. It is 5 feet off the ground, slaps into the top of the bunker, and pukes out of the bunker to 6 feet. Makes it. And that's when I went and I said it to somebody. I don't know who I was talking to, but I went like, man, Casey's legit.
Well, and the funny thing about that is I called it, and Travis, because Jeff was there with me, and he goes, "What are you going to do?" And I go, "Dude, the only shot I have is to hit it through the bunker, and it's got to hop up." And I hear Travis go, "What?" Like it's just like that. Whoo, and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I mean, that's the only thing I had.
He hit it, and he turned to me, and he's like, "That's all I got."
That's it. And it went out to nothing, and ended up making it, and that's kind of how I got my deal started, and so
yeah, I mean the rest is history, and we've got awesome stuff coming up in the future for you that we are so excited. We're so proud. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Casey. Anything else you want to talk about here? The platform is yours.
No. I mean, guys, look, I think that what y'all are doing, I mean, as ambassadors, and Travis, obviously you running it, to me, I mean, the tour seems to be getting better and better every year. I mean, we're seeing guys, 3, 4, it used to be, 2 or 3 guys under par, and now it's, 8 or 9 in champ flight. And obviously with all the sellouts, I mean, if guys aren't playing, if you're not playing, then, I mean, that's your own fault. But if you're not playing, it's competition. I mean, I don't care who you are. Competition, breeds good golf. Again, I think, I mean, I've seen it with Dustin, and other players. It's a great place to play. Like I said before, I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now without the tour.
Thank you so much.
And I'm not just,
thank you so
I'm
much.
not just saying that. It's but y'all just, it seems like every year it gets better. And that's awesome to see, with the bags and, the clothes and just everything, for the, for the cup and, just all the events and everybody, pitching in. Like I said, it's almost like it's a family, and I think that guys that play, you see them sign up again. And to me, that's the best part about it. I mean, MD's driving from Austin, Tommy's driving from Austin,
we had some golfers fly in from Dallas. Yeah. I
nice.
thought that was so
nice. Cool. Faulkner's driving up from Rockport,
Yeah,
I mean, I saw him a couple months ago. He's like, I don't get anything. I drive up every tournament. And I'm like, man, so
play better.
Yeah. But that's, I mean, it's such a great format for everybody. And Travis, I mean, we've had numerous conversations about it, but that's what I love about it. I mean, it's for everybody, I mean, honestly, like I saw Tommy yesterday, I saw Sando, I missed Bird. But you see those guys, and I don't know if they're trying those events and trying to be on and do that without the tour. So I mean, kudos to y'all. Again, it's great, for everybody watching. I haven't left. Travis can't pick days that I'm free.
I apologize again. It's my fault. I'll take all the blame. It's okay. I'm here for that.
But I mean, I do try. I mean, I honestly do try and play in events, and I would play this weekend. I've got a deal that I've done the last 20 years. A buddy of mine passed away, and going up to see his parents. Since 2008, I've played every year. And it's just something I've got to do. Like, I'm missing the FGA President's Cup this week because of this. And so, y'all are doing a great job. Again, competition it's there, it's fun. And I think that's the biggest thing that I like is just the fun, because you go to a lot of these tournaments and got some stuffy people. So
it's competition, competitive golf, and solid competition with a social niche. That is the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. Competitive golf can be fun, and it is fun with us on the tour. Everybody, Casey Carnes, the GOAT of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We took so much more of your time than I wanted to, but good. I for the first time on this show caught myself leaning back and watching and just getting lost in the stories. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for being part of the tour for all of these years. And we wish you the best of luck in the United States Mid-Amateur Championship at Erin Hills in Wisconsin. And you can find all of those leaderboards and links on the ACGT Tour Facebook page, guys. So like and share those, and we will be following along. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations on your success, and much more success to come, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, congratulations, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you, bud. Have a great Tuesday night. Say hi to the fam for us. Thank them for letting us take some more of your time.
Will do.
Bye.
Bye.
Holy cow, was that awesome. I mean, we say it all the time. The unscripted shows are the best. For everybody just tuning in and watching us, that was Casey Carnes. He just qualified for the United States Mid-Am Championship up at Erin Hills in Wisconsin. And he had been one out for so long on these national competitions. And for him to make it and for him to come on the tour podcast and say the tour propelled him, it's just so cool. Because we talk about that a lot. The tour as a stepping stone to state competitions and a stepping stone to national competitions. And I hope everybody that watched live goes back and rewatches Casey talk, because he says so many great things subtly. I go to tournaments to win. I look at the leaderboard from the top down. I go to the driving range. I work on what I'm going to work on, and I leave.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's so many good things.
The gut check thing, just being willing to go back. Rather, there's some people who, when they get angry, talk shit about themselves and their game. And they don't do it to get better. They do it to get mad at themselves. And that's not the gut check. The gut check is saying, you sucked at this today.
Let's get better because of this action that I'm doing, and let's change that action. That is crazy hard. Golf's an egotistical sport. It's an I am man, I am now sport. And to be able to kick back and be like, hey, let's view this as dumb and let's change it. I mean, is so cool. And I'm so happy for him. And I'm so excited to be a part of so many of those moments that changed his golf outlook. Like the bear hugs from Casey after he slaps a putter down on 18 are just emotional and memorable forever. I mean, it's just so cool. And then running through his stat line as we were getting ready for tonight's show, it was just like, wow, like the greatest golfer in the history of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. And I made a comment earlier in the show that it'd be one or two. And I mean, I mean, we could do a Facebook post on that right now with tour resumes. Thank you, Greg Keogh. Yep. Number one, I think I would vote Casey Carnes 1, and then Sean Vidal's resume number 2. Is that who y'all were thinking as well?
I think he's right there with his player of the years, his 7-time match play team qualifier.
the teams and the player of the year for Sean, and then the names on the jacket and the tour championships for Casey Carnes. It's a little different, but I would put those guys 1-2 in resume, with I think the edge going to Casey Carnes a little bit. But I mean, damn, Sean's playing the best on tour right now.
Great.
Sean is the number one
phenomenally.
golfer on tour right now. I don't want to take anything away from that, but tonight was the special edition Casey Carnes podcast, and I'm so glad we did it. Truly, for the first time, I caught myself leaning back in the recliner here, just listening to Casey.
You know what's great? We're talking about he's our tour goat. He's ACGT Tour goat, and he made a comment that he comes to tournaments to win. And I'm going to reference a quote made by the GOAT, Tiger Woods. And it may have been in his rookie year. He was being interviewed, I think it was by Curtis Strange. And Curtis Strange asked him, coming out on tour, week in and week out, there's a hell of a lot of good players here. It's not always about winning. And Tiger said, listen,
it's a little arrogant.
Win. I come to win. If I'm not going to win, I don't care. And Curtis Strange looked at him and said, well, you'll learn. And we know how that turned out.
Yeah, he turned out to, yeah.
I mean, so it's just, I love that. I love that.
I hope Casey Carnes goes out and gets a start at Augusta. How cool would that be?
Oh man, would that be great?
Okay, all right. That wraps up Casey Carnes' segment. We've been on here for a long time, MD. Let's wrap us up.
For Power Hour, 45 minutes. So.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody watching. MD, what do we got to talk about here as we close out? Let's let everybody get away from their Tuesday nights here.
I think, again, sizzling Southside Summer Swing in full swing as we hit Riverside this weekend. It's going to be great. It's going to be a really, really special event, especially as we will be saying goodbye to Riverside for another year plus until 2024.
Last tournament at Riverside. www.acgttour.golf for the ACGT Tour's home site. Everything you need there, the calendar, event registration, results, everything you need there to be successful on tour. www.acgttour.
I think we froze Travis again.
.golf.
.golf, guys. Go sign up quick, sign up early, make sure you get signed up because these things fill up fast. We've seen it time and time again. Travis, what sellout? We're going to assume that we're going to have a sellout here. What sellout would that put us out to? What number would that be?
I have absolutely no idea.
I think we're getting.
Let's see, 10, 18 plus 5, 22, 23, 24 in a row, somewhere in the mid-20s.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going. There were some signups during the show tonight. ACGTtour.golf. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I am having bad internet service tonight. Thank you so much for bearing with that. A shout out to our sponsors again, Goosehead Insurance, the Sexton Agency, and Rick Hoynesy, Elevated Logistics, and of course Laura Lewis with the Cake Place and more. There's Goosehead. I'm sorry that was so fast. I apologize. But shout out to our sponsors and a big special thank you to Casey Carnes for joining us for the better part of an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was awesome. Thank you so much for being a huge part of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. And we wish you the best of luck. And we will all for what hopes to be multiple 59 watches at Inner Hill.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys,
that's all I got. That's all I got tonight.
I think that says it all. Again, appreciate Casey joining us tonight. I haven't gotten to play with Casey. I've never really been hanging around Champ Flight that much, so I don't get to have as many interactions. My interactions with Casey always come on the putting green. He's checking in, how's the baby doing, that kind of thing. So it was cool to get to kind of watch and get to listen, just, kind of like Travis. I'm just sitting back here and just kind of taking it all in. This is
yeah, 2 or 3 times I was like, oh, hey, you're part of this. Get back to work here.
So appreciate him coming on. And, Aaron Hills is going to be a really fun challenge, a really great golf course. And if anyone can do it, it's Casey. So that'll be awesome.
I agree. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. That wraps up this edition, number 22, on August the 2nd. Thank you, everybody, for watching. My name is Travis Salkowski, alongside Dustin Hassan and your host with the most, MD Mike DerManuelian. This wraps up this week's show. Thank you guys for watching. www.acgttour.golf. Get registered for the sizzling summer Southside Swing. We only got 4 events left. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Casey Carnes. And we will see you guys this week at Riverside.
Awesome. Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.